Hey everybody, and welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I'm Eric. On the bar for today, Elijah Craig, Barrel Proof, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, batch C920. As always here on the channel, nose taste finish review of this whiskey. I'll tell you a bit about the value, final thoughts, final score, leave you with the malt musing. But first, a bit about Elijah Craig and this bourbon. So the Elijah Craig just comes from the Heaven Hill Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. It's named after a Baptist preacher, Elijah Craig. From back in the 1700s, who it is said to have been the first person to age distillate in charred oak casks. So they call him the father of bourbon here on their packaging and things like that. So it's kind of the marketing that they go with. As for this whiskey itself, this comes out in 3 batches annually. There's an A batch, A1 batch, which comes out in January. There's a B5 batch, which comes out in May, and then there's the C9 batch 20, which of course 2020, September, batch C. So that's the rundown on this. This one in particular, 12 years old as they all are. Uncut straight from the barrel, no chill filtration, 66.4% ABV, or in American proof, that is 132.8. So coming in with a lot of heat. All right, let's get some of this in the glass. As all bourbons are, they are naturally colored. So that is the color you're looking at. Really nice. Okay. Right away on the nose, it does have some bite to it, expected at 66%. Molasses, like brown sugar, dark brown sugar. There's definitely some kind of some vanilla. There's an oakiness to it. It does kind of have like a woody note to it almost. Nose is quite nice. Maybe a little hint of fruit, cherry, something like that. Obviously dark caramel. This is a lot of dark notes on this one. Quite nice though. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Yeah, it arrives pretty hot. This one's a little bit tough to sip on at 66% neat, but pretty mouth-filling, creamy. You get a lot of vanilla, caramel, even butterscotch. As it develops, though, this drying and spice just takes over. It's probably one of the oakier, drier finishes I've had on one of these whiskeys. It's really, really intense. You get some of that barrel char almost, the pepper. Pretty much medium, long mouth finish on this. Light vanilla, some caramel. Again, that kind of molasses note, almost like close to a black licorice note almost. Okay. Let's give it some water and see what happens. I'm going to do like a teaspoon and a half probably on this. It's about give or take. So the addition of water, it does tame down that intensity a bit on the nose here. Still a lot of molasses, caramel, like burnt sugar, oakiness. And maybe that licorice note again a little bit. Yep. Okay. Let's give it another taste. So even with the water, it arrives really nice. It's creamy, a lot of viscosity. And then as it develops, it really has this dark drying note I'm getting a lot more even like bitter dark chocolate. This level of bitter note I've actually never really had in an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof before. But there's still some caramel in there as well. Nice long finish. Pretty tasty stuff. All right. So this is what the bottle looks like one more time. I wouldn't say this is an exclusive whiskey, but they're not always easy to find. They come out, I said, 3 times a year. So if you come across one, you usually find them in some of your bigger retail shops. Maybe some of the smaller shops probably get it as well. But price range is kind of strange. It's going to go anywhere from around $60 to maybe upwards of $90. I think this whiskey in general, this bourbon is a good value, even at a higher price, because it is such high quality. You're getting high ABV. You're getting more bang for your buck here. It is 12 years old, non-chill, all that. And they just make fantastic stuff. So yeah, I think this is still a pretty good value. So final thoughts here. This is a solid bourbon. If you have been following my channel at all, you know that Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is one of my favorite bourbons out there. It's the combination of the quality, the age, non-chill filter. Prices are usually pretty good. And he's getting it at barrel proof, so you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, as I was saying. So like one of my favorites. Out of the 3 batches that have come out so far this year in 2020, batch B520, I think, is probably still my favorite. That one was very well rounded, which is kind of rare for a barrel proof whiskey. It was really easy to drink neat, despite being over 60% ABV. And right behind it is the A120, which is one of the better bourbons I've had as well. So this one, I think, doesn't quite get to that same place for me. I'm just finding that the amount of barrel influence and oakiness on this is actually kind of taking away a bit from some of the other complexities you can pull out of a whiskey of this quality. So I still think it's quite a good one and worth picking up if you see it, but not maybe one that I'm rushing out to get like I did with the 520 and the A120. So my final score on this is going to be a solid 3.75 out of 5, which means I highly recommend you give this a try or pick one up if it's at a good price. All right, y'all. So that wraps up another whiskey review here on Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. If you've yet to, do hit subscribe. That way you won't miss any of my videos, which come out every single Friday. With that, I'll kick you over to your malt musing and we'll catch you next week. Cheers.